Cursed. Cursed. We all go a little mad sometimes.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
I saw the boogeyman. I saw him outside.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey, Tomb Dwellers! Welcome back to a brand new Tomb of Terrors with me, Old Man Brad. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for giving me a listen. If you love the show, drop me a review on your favorite podcast app. Make sure to follow over on social media. Just look for Old Man Brad on Blue Sky and Tomb of Terrors on Instagram. Of course, make sure to follow me over on Letterboxd. Just look for Old Man Brad so you can see all the watches I do. This episode, we'll be talking about Penny Lane is Dead. This is a new film that will be dropping on Shudder on August 28th. And I have an interview with the writer and director of the movie, Mia Kate Russell. Had a fun discussion with her talking about this film and just horror in general. But before we dive into that, if you're in the Cincinnati area, come out to Frightful Fridays on the third Friday of the month. So thankful to be partnered with the Esquire Theater, and we have a bunch of awesome screenings coming up very soon. In September, we have two. We have the regular Frightful Fridays on September 18th. We will be going back to Lucio Fulci and watching City of the Living Dead. And then that following Tuesday, a very special screening at 7:30, we're going to be watching House by the Cemetery, another Fulci, two films in the gates of hell. But that screening will also have a very special Q&A as Giovanni Frezza, who plays Bob in the film, will be in attendance for a Q&A after the film. You want to be there for that. He doesn't make very many appearances. And then coming up in October, we're going to be doing a double feature on October 16th of Halloween 4 and 5 that I will be co-hosting with another horror content creator, Final Boy Tyler. A lot of things happening, a lot of things going on. If you're in Cincinnati, make sure to come out and let's watch a movie together. Okay, let's dive into Penny Lane is Dead.
You're all so grown up. School's out.
Be good.
We're always good. Your cousin, Katrina.
Why is Kat here?
Your dog, fat, slut. You girls in for a good night?
You've always been awful, Kat. No one knows why.
Oh my fucking god.
Cat drugged the cupcake. Penny! All right, let's have some fun.
Set in 1986 during a scorching Aussie summer, three best friends' celebration at a beach house turns into a blood-soaked fight for survival when a prank goes horribly wrong. Written and directed by Mia Kate Russell, this stars Ben O'Toole, Steve Lemarquand, Sophia Wright Mendelsohn, Bailey Spalding, and others. And before we dive in the interview, I'm going to say up front, this movie is a blast. It's got a mix of that home invasion with some blood-soaked revenge, all tied into this twisted, dark little love story. I had a good time with it. I'm just going to tell you that. I'll talk a little bit more about it after the interview. If you have Shudder, make sure you check this one out when it drops. Before I talk too much more about the movie, let's move into my interview with Mia Kate, and I will talk to you on the other side. My guest today has directed multiple short films and has worked as a hair and makeup artist for many years. She's making her feature film debut with Penny Lane is Dead. I'm happy to welcome in Mia Kate Russell to the show. How are you doing today?
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm great.
I'm doing well. How did you come up with this idea for this dark, blood-soaked love story that is Penny Lane is Dead?
My grandparents had a holiday house in 1986 by the beach. So I was literally, I wasn't recreating my childhood, but I was recreating a time that just isn't around anymore. Now I have teenagers and their behavior is so much different with iPhones and everything is recorded. And I say to them, it was so different back there. For starters, we were badly behaved. We've got some stories. So yeah, it started off trying to recreate a more innocent time. And because I have a dark sense of humor, because I love horror, I find it hard writing anything without killing someone. It's just how it rolls with me.
It's a different time. I think if we had phones when we were younger, there's things that I wouldn't want anyone to know.
Absolutely. Like parents, Gen X people, don't tell your kids the truth because if they recreate, they're in trouble.
I want to talk about your cast a little bit. Like Ben O'Toole and Sophia, like they took it to a whole nother level in this movie.
I really did.
On set, like how was it on set? Did you have to ever have to tell them to pull back, or you're just like, you know what? This is it. Let's just go with it.
I never tell them to pull back, and I don't think I tell any actor, for my experience, to pull back, and that could just be the characters that I write. I was so obsessed with what they were doing and what they brought to it. I'm very visual, so they had a pitch deck, they had the images of what I wanted. So, like with Ben, they had images of Billy Idol and Michael Hutchins, and I said, this guy's a wanker, and he's wealthy, and he's come from a wealthy drug family. He doesn't have a mother. He's never been given any boundaries, and he saw The Lost Boys because that just came out recently, and he's obsessed with The Lost Boys, and he's trying to recreate that look for himself. So this character, I mean, we all know those kind of wankers, and this is who he is. And Ben loved that. He was like, let's add this around the hand, this Billy Idol bracelet around the hand, and we kind of we created this look for him. And once they're in those outfits with that makeup, I was playing skyhooks in the background, on shoot days. It just lends itself. That is what for it.
Especially him. He just takes roles to a whole nother level. Like when he was in Bloody Hell and then seeing him in this, I'm just like, man, how does this guy not get more roles?
Yeah, he's got something coming up. And it was actually, I watched him in Bloody Hell and I said, that's the guy, that's my Angus. I met him over the phone, we got introduced, and I said, that film's the best audition tape. Like you literally play everything in that film and you go to a level of crazy that I've not seen that many people do that well. Like you believe him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You've done a few kind of short films that were in anthologies, and I mean, you've worked in the hair and makeup artist for many years. How was it kind of making this jump to a feature film? Did you find it really challenging?
Look, it wasn't really a jump because I'm still a makeup artist, and I did like a supermarket ad to pay the rent yesterday. I've been on film sets for 20 years, and it's kind of my happy place. I do find film sets, it's a bit of a circus full of misfits. And we've all known each other. We're all the naughty kids. Then we all had babies. Now we've all got teenagers. Yeah, for me, going to set is like kind of going home. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I love creating characters with actors, and I was doing that with makeup. And then, of course, I just wanted to write my own stories. And that's where the short films came. And then you have to kind of challenge yourself, I guess. I did 5 shorts and it's like, come on. Now, mind you, after Penny, now I'm trying to write a trilogy. So I've really, I've really shot myself in the foot. I'm doing it, but my God, writing's hard. It's absolutely hard.
You're like, I did 1. Why not go with 3?
Exactly. Like, let's really torture yourself.
Now, having that background as the, makeup artist and everything, this movie's full of practical effects. Like when you came in, was that like the number one thing? You're like, any bloody moment in this movie has to be here on screen for us to see.
Everything's in camera. Luke Pulte did Evil Dead Rising. I've known him for maybe, over 10 years. I think he even lived in my bungalow at one point. The special effects community is kind of small. They're always cool people. And it's always been a thing that people that work in the horror industry are always the sweetest, most gentlest, nicest people you'll ever meet. If you want to meet a serial killer, go to a real estate agent. They're not in the horror industry. And I went to the script with Luke. Everything's absolutely practical. The cut with Radowski over his chest, that was a one-take wonder. They literally had a needle and thread sewing up his top, and, his assistant pulled the thread and the T-shirt came open and pumped out the blood. Like, a lot of it was one take or we're fucked. And every time it worked, we would just scream. It was so in camera. Yeah, it was very cool.
You're like, oh.
Absolutely. Because if it didn't work, there wasn't a lot of backup. We were like, we don't know what's going to happen next.
I agree with you. The horror community is amazing. I work the Horror Hound convention here in Cincinnati, and every person I've ever met in the horror world has been fantastic.
They're beautiful. And it gives, for me personally, because I watch a lot of true crime, men in horror gives me my faith back in men. Does that make sense?
This movie, it played a couple festivals. Most recently, it played in Fantasia in July. How has the audiences kind of reacted to it?
It was hysterical in Fantasia because that's where the guy passed out. And it was in a certain scene and we were kind of sitting at the back and we saw a small group of people stand up. And I thought, shit, they're walking out. And it's near the end of the film, so I thought, you've really hung in there, but I guess that was too much. And then we realised, no, there's actually a young guy, like a young man lying on the floor. And there was that moment of, oh my God, someone's died. The mother in me was like, can I get him a sandwich? I didn't need paramedics. And then there was staff and then there was paramedics. And when I found out he was okay, I was like, oh, someone actually passed out. And then I was so fucking happy. I can't tell you how happy I was. And I'm still riding on that wave. Don't know who he is, but thanks, mate, and sorry.
Putting it on the marketing, passed out at our festival screening.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was such a milestone.
And this releases on Shudder on August 28th. So everybody will be able to see it. What do you hope, once more people see it, what do you hope people kind of get from it?
I hope it puts a couple of boxes of different people. For me, it is a love story underneath it all. I do think that Kat is a character that we don't see on screen enough. So a lot of people recognize Kat and appreciate seeing such a crazy villain. And I hope they have fun. I think the biggest sin is to be boring. I hope they're not bored and I hope they enjoy it.
I was not bored. I will tell you that one. Anyone listening? No, you won't be bored. You'll go through a range of emotions. Let's just say that.
I love that.
Well, we're kind of coming up on time. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to chat with me about Penny Lane is Dead. Where can people kind of follow along to you or the film just to kind of see either what you have next or the journey of the movie?
Yeah, look, I'm on Instagram just as my name, Mia Kate Russell, and the website is a few short films up there. So yeah, follow my journey as I try and get a trilogy up. That'd be fun.
I look forward to it. And, once that happens, I hope you will come back and chat with me about it.
100%. Thank you.
I'm going to thank Mia Kate again for taking time out of her day to chat with me. It was great getting able to talk to her about this movie. And I look forward to this trilogy she said she's working on. Nothing like moving from one to, you know what, I'm going to write 3. Let's go for it. I look forward to it. But Penny Lane is Dead. As the synopsis says, you have these 3 friends that are hanging out. And another one, I'm going to put in quotes, pseudo-friend. Not everybody loves this person, Kat, who shows up. And she kind of crashes the party, so to speak, and plays a little prank with some drugs. Things kind of turn a little dark when she has her boyfriend and their not so nice friends show up to the door, and things kind of start taking dark turns from there as it becomes just that fight for survival. Who is going to make it through? Who's going to survive? As you really, really dislike many of the characters, you root for others. Some don't make it that you root for, and it is kind of heartbreaking what happens to a few, as I'm not going to spoil it here because I want you to see it. This has moments that reminded me of Eden Lake. It doesn't gut punch you with an ending like that one did. And most recently, Bystanders, kind of that same, almost a revenge story. But there's this underlying love story to this as we are going through this entire thing. Something happens to Penny Lane. The friends are trying to get away as Ben O'Toole and his we'll just say cronies, or as in the interview she says that they're just wankers. But Ben O'Toole in this, if you have seen anything, especially Bloody Hell, if you haven't seen Bloody Hell, get on that right now. But he just takes this to a whole new level. He turns on the crazy in this and just goes with it. Sophia Wright Mendelson, who plays Kat, same thing. I feel like there's some scenes that she has to match the level of Ben's Angus character, because they're just, they're supposed to be the pair. She loves him and wants to do anything to impress or to be with him. And as we go through this, there are many, many bloody moments, all practical effects. They look so good. The blood flows. We're rooting for people. And as I said before, some don't make it, which is a bummer. And it's just a dark, wild, crazy ride that we take up into this ending as you hope things kind of work out for everybody. I'm trying to skirt around it because I don't want to spoil it. I want you to go check out Penny Lane is Dead, streaming over on Shudder this Friday. It is worth watching. Ben O'Toole's performance alone is worth watching it because he is just over the top and crazy in this. He's so good. He needs to do more films. Well, enough of my ramblings. Let's move into a double feature. Every episode when I do these reviews, I pair a double feature with the film we talk about. At first, I thought maybe Eden Lake, but you know what? I don't want to bring you down. That movie just makes me so angry and so just upset that, I can't put you through that. It's a good movie, but oh my gosh, that movie just kills me. So I mentioned it before, a film that came out recently, Bystanders. That's honestly what I'd pair it with. Bystanders, Penny Lane is Dead, because they kind of, I don't want to say play the same kind of way, but to me, they just have this similar feel to them as they go on this revenge, bloody, story. So that's my double feature for this episode. Bystanders with Penny Lane is Dead. On my way out, I want to tell you, following the events of Yellowstone, Case Dutton leaves the ranch behind to forge a new legacy. After tragedy strikes, he joins an elite unit of U.S. Marshals, combining his skills as a cowboy and Navy SEAL to take on some of Montana's most dangerous criminals, while confronting the personal cost of serving on the front lines of the war on violence. This is out physical media right now. You can go check it out. Yellowstone is one of those series, Yellowstone and everything else, all the side series. I haven't dug into that yet. I've heard a lot of good things. My wife loved them. Well, that will do it for this episode of Tomb of Terrors. Just make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss anything that happens over here, whether it's these interview episodes, short reviews, verses I do with my wife, Tales from Tubi, or the Year of Paul Nashi, where I have a guest every month throughout the year coming on to talk about a Paul Nashi movie. The next episode with Antonio from Cult-Worthy Cinema will be coming out very soon as we talk Blue Eyes for the Broken Doll. But I'm having a blast with this series. Also, make sure to follow over on YouTube. Just look for Tomb of Terrors, as there will be additional reviews dropping over there as well. But I'll be back soon with a brand new episode. We'll have some Fright Fest reviews and other things coming at you very soon. But just snuggle up in that blanket, turn off the lights, because it's okay to be scared. We'll talk to you later, everybody.